Hello everybody, my name is TG Master and welcome to the video. Now today we're going to talk about something a little bit more serious, a little bit more grim than what I normally post on this channel. So I do apologize for the whiplash in advance. I know this isn't something I normally post on the channel, but I haven't made a video like this in a good couple of years where I just jot down my thoughts, talk about life. I find it to be personally very therapeutic, and hopefully my thoughts can help someone else along their journey. The reason why I wanted to make this video today is because a couple weeks ago I had a couple members of this community, people who watch me on a regular basis in the streams, come in and they were talking about some serious topics. One of which was depression, a very complex and nuanced topic that's hard to tackle and hard to talk about amongst many people. And they decided to talk about it while I was getting my teeth kicked in on Halo 3. And I feel like I didn't give a solid answer on my personal methods of how to handle and tackle depression. Now, of course, I don't have the cure or the answer on how to go about tackling something so challenging, but I wasn't really happy with the fact that while I was gaming, there was just gaming, talking, I was doing a bunch of things. It was kind of like a sensory overload with multiple things happening at once. I wasn't able to really give a solid answer to their question. So now that my thoughts are collected, I wanted to talk to these people in particular, and to those who may be experiencing dark, troubled days. I have unfortunately been through the trenches for a good couple of years there for when I suffered from depression. It absolutely rocked me, it destroyed me, it was a heavy weight to bear, I won't lie to you. Some of you know the reasoning behind it, and for those who don't, I'll just give a quick lore drop. Basically, I had a rare heart defect, I got mollywopped by a full cardiac arrest, wasn't resuscitated, and I got lucky that my heart started up on its own again. It has been the closest to death I've ever been. And of course, there was a whole bunch of nitty-gritty details that just give me a good old helping dosage of trauma and PTSD, but those can be saved for another time. But I would like to pass on some advice that I believe is helpful in fighting depression to make it less potent, for it to not have such an iron grip on your life. This also applies to anyone who also might just be having a horrible day, or to help ease off those dark thoughts. Maybe it's just common sense at the end of the day, but something I don't believe people practice enough in their own lives is gratitude. Sadly, it's very easy to get caught up in thinking about all the negatives within your life, to the point where you let the good things slip past you. I mean, for example, you're watching this YouTube video, right? I'm sure at some point you've seen YouTubers talk about their mental health and how, for example, they might see 1,000 uplifting positive comments, and then they see 5 negative ones. And then they have the tendency to focus on just those 5 negative comments. They let all those positive, all those uplifting, all those wholesome comments slip past them. This is very much the reality of what people, myself included, tend to do within our lives. I believe it's important to take 10, 20, maybe even 30 minutes out of your day to reflect and list the positive things in your life. From the smallest things that you might take for granted, for example, you could say, I'm grateful that I'm alive. I have a bed, a roof over my head, walls that protect me from the elements of the weather. I have food, water, whenever I need it. Start with something like that and just keep listing off things that you're fortunate and grateful to have within your life. I've talked about this before a couple of times on stream, but we have an incredible gift, our mind, that's been bestowed upon us, which allows us to accomplish incredible things within our lives, to fulfill our dreams, our goals, ambitions, to convey our thoughts, and so on. However, it is also the very same tool that can be our undoing, the same incredible contraption that can ensnare our thoughts, bind ourselves down negative paths, and create habits, bad ones at that are sure as hell hard to break. It's always so much easier said than done, but by taking a little bit of time out of your day to build a positive habit, one where you go about putting good thoughts in your head, you begin to make the constant flow of negativity less potent. And unfortunately, this won't be an immediate switch. You must put effort into listing the positives in your life. Just like how you must put effort into getting into a habit of working out daily to see results on your body, it takes time and patience before you see impactful results mentally. Another piece of advice that I found to be personally helpful is talking about your struggles to those around you who do care about you. Talking to people who genuinely hear you is something that I found to be very healing. Even if they have nothing to say, that's okay. It doesn't mean that they don't care. It could just simply mean they don't know what to say that can go about helping you. But I've learned that being heard and having those words mean something to another, it goes such a long way. Listening to someone can mean more to someone than you could possibly ever know. And it's important to talk about your emotions and feelings to those who you feel comfortable around. Because bottling that shit up, it won't do yourself any favors. I know opening up and leaving yourself vulnerable to others can be extremely difficult, but when you do, and you see that they care, it's very rewarding. And for the last bit of advice that I have to offer, even though that it might seem really obvious, it's to surround yourself with activities you enjoy taking part in. I know that might sound silly, or it's a, well duh, TGP moment, but I remember when I was at my lowest point. I had lost interest in my hobbies. I felt numb, and I had lost the joy that I once had, even for video games, which I consider to be a major hobby in my life. I was at the time willing to abandon those hobbies, because I no longer saw the point. During those days, I didn't see the point in a lot of things anymore, even my own life. And that can be a very dangerous line of thinking to go down, a real dark one. But I stuck with them, because I held on to the positive memories I made with the people through these hobbies. Two games that I love are Minecraft and Halo, and that's why I've got this gameplay footage while talking about something, well, rather dark. I think it's important, even if it doesn't feel good, to hold on to those hobbies that once brought you joy, because there will come a time when you find that spark again in the things that you're passionate about. And even if you aren't suffering from depression, it's important to never let go of those hobbies that you love so dearly. I've seen a lot of people I've grown up with have this misconception that when you become an adult, you have to abandon the things that make you happy, and surprise, surprise, they're miserable now. But just know that you matter. You are unique. And no one could ever replace you. It may not seem like it, but the things that you're working towards matter. They are special, and you're doing amazing. Keep it up. Because without you, life would be colder. I mean, look at me for example. The only thing I've ever been good at is struggling. However, I survived something that should have ended me. I should be nothing more than dust and echoes. But I'm alive, and I've put my heart and soul into the things I love. One of those things is making silly videos here on the internet. And you found me. You watched this video, and I can't wait to see what you'll create in this world, because whatever that might be, you made it. Anyways, I don't want to take up much more of your time. I hope this helped, and as always, I will see you until next time.